On today's episode of Wengel's Workshop, I'll be showing you how I made these Burlap Micarta knife scales. To start out, I'll be making a press out of 3/4 inch plywood. I will screw these three pieces together in the shape of a U. And the size of it is just dependent on how big you want your scales. For me, they're going to be, I think, like 2.5 by 10 inches, and I figure I could easily get two big knife scales out of them. And the final piece is just two 3/4 inch pieces of plywood laminated together that will be used to press the materials together. Now I'll roll out and cut this burlap up into roughly like 2.5 by 10 inch pieces. Here I'm just double checking to make sure the material fits nicely before moving on. Now I'll cover my bench and the press in wax paper, and this is to prevent any of the epoxy from sticking to these things so I can use them again. The two-part epoxy that I'll be using to make this is Total Boat Epoxy. The good thing about this stuff is that it's fairly affordable and it has about a 10-minute work time, so I'll have a little bit of time to move the materials around, get them in place before it will start curing. I'll also be adding some black diamond pigment powder. This is mahogany color, and that's just to darken up the micarta a little bit. Now I'll saturate and stack all of the materials into the press. Once all the materials are neatly stacked in the press, I'll fold the wax paper over once and then put the top on and add a bunch of weight to it to press it all together. This is where it's important that you only screw your press together and don't use glue or anything like that. That way you can easily take it apart and remove the micarta if anything is sticking. I did have a little bit of an issue of the wax paper sticking to the micarta itself, but this won't be an issue at all because once I cut it out and sand it down and shape it, the wax paper will be long gone. So now we're back after shaping it to the knife. This is what you end up with. I coated it with boiled linseed oil and it seemed to take the finish. I really liked how it turned out, so I figured I'd share with you guys how I made it. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. And thank you for all the support I've gotten. We're coming up on 10K subscribers and I'm very thankful. Thanks for watching, guys.